Good evening, and welcome to your bedtime story. Chapter 1. Exposition of the task of a preparatory analysis of design. The theme of the analytic of design. We are ourselves the entities to be analyzed. The being of any such entity is, in each case, mine. These entities, in their being, comport themselves towards their being. As entities with such being, they are delivered over to their own being. Being is that which is an issue for every such entity. This way of characterizing design has a double consequence. First, the essence of this entity lies in its to be. Its being what it is must, so far as we can speak of it at all, be conceived in terms of its being. But here our ontological task is to show that when we choose to designate the being of this entity as existence, this term does not and cannot have the ontological signification of the traditional term existentia. Ontologically, existentia is tantamount to being present at hand, a kind of being which is essentially inappropriate to entities of design's character. To avoid getting bewildered, we shall always use the interpretive expression presence at hand for the term existentia, while the term existence, as a designation of being, will be allotted solely to design. The essence of design lies in its existence. Accordingly, these characteristics which can be exhibited in this entity are not properties present at hand of some entity which looks so and so and is itself present at hand. They are in each case possible ways for it to be, and no more than that. All the being as it is, which this entity possesses, is primarily being. So when we designate this entity with the term design, we are expressing not its what, as if it were a table, house, or tree, but its being. And second, that being which is an issue for this entity in its very being is in each case mine. Thus, design is never to be taken ontologically as an instance or special case of some genus of entities as things that are present at hand. To entities such as these, their being is a matter of indifference, or more precisely, they are such that their being can be neither a matter of indifference to them, nor the opposite. Because design has, in each case, mineness, one must always use a personal pronoun when one addresses it. I am, you are. Furthermore, in each case, design is mine to be in one way or another. Design has always made some sort of decision as to the way in which it is, in each case, mine. That entity which in its being has this very being as an issue comports itself towards its being as its own most possibility. In each case, design is its possibility, and it has this possibility, but not just as a property, as something present at hand would. And because design is in each case essentially its own possibility, it can, in its very being, choose itself and win itself. It can also lose itself and never win itself, or only seem to do so. But only insofar as it is essentially something which can be authentic, that is, something of its own, can it have lost itself and not yet won itself. As modes of being, authenticity and inauthenticity, these expressions have been chosen terminologically in a strict sense, are both grounded in the fact that any design whatsoever is characterized by mineness. But the inauthenticity of design does not signify any less being or any lower degree of being. Rather, it is the case that even in its fullest concretion, design can be characterized by inauthenticity. When busy, when excited, when interested, when ready for enjoyment. The two characteristics of design which we have sketched, the priority of existentia over essentia, and the fact that design is in each case mine, have already indicated that in the analytic of this entity we are facing a peculiar phenomenal domain. Design does not have the kind of being which belongs to something merely present at hand within the world, nor does it ever have it. So neither is it to be presented thematically as something we come across in the same way as we come across what is present at hand. The right way of presenting it is so far from self-evident that to determine what form it shall take is itself an essential part of the ontological analytic of this entity. Only by presenting this entity in the right way can we have any understanding of its being. No matter how provisional our analysis may be, it always requires the assurance that we have started correctly.